Oh my goodness. We had a technical problem. I'm so sorry. Can you hear us now? They're having some issues and they said that they are working on the issues. Can you hear me? That's what I want to know. How about Lisa? Can you hear Lisa?
Hello. Do you hear me? Hi, Miriam.
Hi,
Okay, here
Julie,
we go. Yes,
Miriam,
here we are. We're
Sarah,
in.
Maya. Hello, Lisa. They do hear us.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
here. I'm here.
Yeah, we got a notification that they're working on some bug and, with the audio, but then something else is going on too. And I don't know if it's because they're working on the bug. I don't know. We're going to do the best we can. How's that? Let's do something crazy this time. You ready? Let's all start. And hi, I'm Sharon, Texture Junkies. This is our art therapy session in our Junkie Art book or Junkie Art Journal. If you're new here, please, hey, Marguerite, hey, Tracy, please, hey, Charmaine, uh, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. I love the comments. They mean so much to me. And I hope that you play along with us. It would be fun. So we have our prompt list that we've done each stream, and this is a special month, and I've been adding the extra Wednesday mornings, and I'm kind of thinking about how I want to change the new year. So that's kind of something I'm thinking of, just as a thought. Hey, Eddie. So Lisa, why don't you say hello?
Hello, everyone. And to answer your question, Julie, our time changed last week, so
Yes.
we're back equal with your time.
Um, so I want to start with something crazy before we go over our prompts for today. Who is playing along, first of all? Raise your hand. I'm watching. Raise your hand if you're playing along, if you're going to follow the prompts, or if you've done any of them so far. And it could be on a tag, an envelope, it could be in a junk journal, it can be on anything you want, an ATC. However, just as long as you release and let go and let the prompts carry you. Oh, Charmaine, did you email me? I didn't see an email, and my brain goes away as soon as I leave. you know so I just watch for that. I'm gonna write that down so that I can just make sure to contact you after to get your information. So we're gonna write down your name right here on my desk.
If you did not get the prompts, I do have them written down for you. It's
I have them here
prompt
too.
number 4.
Charmaine, I could give it to you right now, and I'm fine with that. And anybody out there in the ether, if you'd like my email to get the kit, it is 14Sharon, CHERAN, at gmail.com. Oh, your statues are dark? Oh, well, I have a little something I've been working on with my statues. And I don't have them at arm's length. I actually went over them with some sheer like watercolors and inks, like transparent. The only reason I mention it is I can only be here for half of your life. What did I miss that you mentioned?
The time change,
Oh,
the
okay,
difference
okay.
in time.
Okay. So, this was our list today. I let my husband pick, believe it or not. And he goes mauve. That was the first thing he picked. And I was like, really? And we are going to finger paint. And that can be just a little tip of your finger right there because you don't like to get messy. You could do your whole hand. You could do any part of your body. I don't care, but just you're going to finger paint today. How's that? just to let go a little bit, and get in the zone. And then something clear or transparent, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But the first thing we're doing, are you ready? I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe and breathe out the stress of this week. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Just a few times.
I want to be like the old man that makes the wind make him take his coat off.
I don't know this story.
It was like a classic tale between the sun and the wind.
Oh.
As to who could do what first.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to. You should, if you can find that somewhere, you should send it to me because I don't think I know it. Okay.
I'll have to do that.
So today's prompts, I'm gonna put those right here where you can see them. Hopefully, like this. And, or maybe I should fold it under right there so you can see them. And we have our books. Do you guys have a substrate planned? I'm going to, I think, use some envelopes and I'm going to do a flip out. It's kind of the plan for me today. I pulled some envelopes out here. I'm going to go single screen, Lisa, for a moment.
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is just a, junk mail envelope that I had done in the past. It is, hey, Mariah. It is just coffee dyed, and then it's got a stamp on it of a couple, and it's super grungy coffee dyed. And I may use that. I'm not sure. I made a bunch of books with these for stickers at one point. And then I have some other just envelopes here, whatever. This one's got a nice window, and that's actually got the clear or transparent that is in our prompt. An old envelope. So I kind of want two of them, or I could make one out of like my pickups and my junk papers from my spray box. That is always an option. And I might do that. Let's pull one of those out. And then, of course, you don't have to use the envelope full like this. You can use it folded, obviously. You could cut some of it off. That's always fun. And, use a stencil on it and create some texture and, whatever you're feeling at the moment. So we're just like following our joy, going with the flow, should be fun. Okay. So I'm going to make an envelope, I guess, just for a good time. And I'll use that one and maybe this one. And then let's put these away. I wanted to show you, there are ways, in case people don't know. Are you going to take down the highlighted? I have a highlighted comment. Wait. We had a technical problem at the beginning here. What is the highlighted comment? Do you know, Lisa?
I do not.
I do not either.
Oh. It's at the bottom of the screen. It says live viewer comments show up on.
Oh, is that actually showing? I don't know how to do that. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Do you know? How do I remove it? I didn't put that up there.
Did I?
I thought I was just seeing it, really.
Oh.
So Mariah, please inform me. So this is a couple envelopes that are just like stuck together that create like a little folder here or a wallet, however you want to do it. That's another fun way to do this, to do a flip out in your book and have it come out like this. That's always fun. Those are too matchy for what I want today, I think. And then did you guys see the last one with the prompts that we did off camera? We had a stamp. We had, let's see, it was a book or a magazine, a stamp, and a shape. And then did she get on and tell us how to do that? You don't StreamYard. I really don't know where that came from. Crap.
Okay.
Will you fiddle with that, Lisa, and see if you can figure it out? Otherwise, I will just move my stuff up a little bit so that, I just don't know what they're doing. So they're having a technical issue, and they said that they're having problems with Androids right now, and they're trying to fix it. So that was the technical issue. Coming in was all weird, and there was like a highlighted thing going on, and then now we have that. So I'll move up. That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to move that off to the side. And I was going to talk about clear. Clear could be anything, clear or transparent. Could be, this was, a piece of vellum that I used as a paint palette. I've got shrink plastic here, but you don't have to shrink plastic. It's kind of fun, and it's got a cool sound. And it's just been stamped on. It's my favorite girl. It could be packaging. Let me put something under this with a stamp on it. That would be kind of fun over, another page, obviously. And, or, from your packages that you get. And I don't know what this is. It's really old and the plastic feels weird. I don't know what came in that. And then I've got some discolored stuff. It could be transparent, could be watercolors, could be any of your paints that are transparent. It could mean anything transparent. If could be a spray of walnut ink or whatever. So just give it some thoughts there. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to use as transparent yet, but I will. Move that off to the side. Okay, so I've got my template here, and I know that I want it to go like this. I might decide I want a fun edge on it. This is just a piece of chipboard that had been, just had paint on it from, I don't know, it was leftover something. And I see bubbles here, actually. I don't know how to fix that. And then that message popped back up about how they're trying to fix the audio. I'm just so confused about what they're doing today. Hide current comment. Wait, I did it. Yay. Okay. That was totally an accident. Lisa, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
It took you away. So, okay.
Yes. I thought, okay, let me see if it's me. So I went out, got back in.
Hey,
and
Rhonda.
it was still there. I said, okay, so it's not something I've done, because I am not I used to be tech savvy, but that is not something that is anymore.
Yeah, well, I am so not. I just kind of stumble through it as I go. And sometimes I don't know how I did it. Because I tried 100 things, and I finally, something worked. And I was like, now what was it that I did? Anybody else? Marguerite, yes. Thank you for posting those. I appreciate that. Yes, our prompts are, and my husband picked them, mauve, finger paint, and clear or transparent. So, and you can do all those in one, but I want to get all loosey-goosey on us today, and I'm going to use my template here. Got my template, and I'm going to use, I want a fun edge. I kind of like that idea. So maybe I had glued something to this and cut it, it looks like. That's fine. I'll fix that up, but I'm thinking I'm going to kind of make it a weird shape, and I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. Just gonna eyeball that. And whoops.
Eddie, you make that sound nasty. Listen to this. Put your mauve paint covered finger on a piece of plastic.
Only if you say it like that.
Something
Cover your finger in mauve and put it in plastic. Sounds more like a ransom thing happening there.
Well, there could be a hostage situation, but I'm not going to inquire. Well, actually, let me just add something here. I was looking for things that Mauve is one of those colors that my mother had everywhere. And every time I think about it, it makes me want to puke. But I was looking through my magazines for things that were mauve to
There
add.
are many shades of mauve, by the way, if you look it up.
Yes.
Many.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a Ranger Rick, and I thought about my friend Eddie.
Ranger Rick.
Let me see if I can get it.
Like
Can
the
you
kids'
see?
book?
Can you read what it says?
It says,
Okay.
I burn clean. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I love that though. You definitely need to add that.
Okay, but do you
You
see the
definitely
other side of it? It's about energy, and it says, I am very clean. But look, is that not in the mauve family?
It is in the mauve family. Absolutely, you should use that. And even if
It is.
it wasn't, you could make it more mauve with a transparent wash of color also. If you want it to be a darker color or, and you guys know I don't use pink very often. So this is a big deal for me. I can't believe he said mauve.
It's a Ranger Rick. I picked it up at the thrift store.
That's pretty fun. So I'm going to probably mix some paint and we're going to come up with some shades of mauve. That should be fun, I think.
Okay, so I thought about paint, but I'm still wearing my good clothes. So I decided what I'm going to use for my. Yes, I'm wearing I went out and won a big trophy clothes today. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, but we went to one of our local businesses has just moved location, and they had a car show, and we went and we got number 13 when we entered, and that was the number we put in our car. Well, we ended up getting 14 votes out of the people that voted, and we won this humongous. Don't know where we're going to put it trophy. So anyway, I have not changed clothes because we haven't been home long. But what I did was I got out some mauve eyeshadows, and I am
that's a good idea.
I'm going to use my finger to paint. And I had I had got these flags that I had picked up at the thrift store. I got a whole pack of them for $1. So I think I'm gonna put some color in here and then cover it with packing tape so that it's clear.
Good idea. So you can make windows.
I'm gonna use it actually for a flip up. I'm gonna put this part at the bottom of a page, and I'm gonna maybe it'll be more like a what do you call it?
Hold it up.
It'll almost be like a belly band. So I'll attach it here at the top and at the bottom. But I thought that might be kind of cool. And I've got some printed pages ready, some print pages from gel prints that I think will work pretty good. And I also brought with me some of the windowed envelopes that I've got things torn out that I can collage with. So I think this is going to work out pretty good for me.
Oh, good. So you could actually do a monochromatic thing in all mauve even. That's, I mean, you've got so many mauve options there.
You see how this page is going to look if I go with that theme? I think that's good.
I like that. That's fun. That's a great flip out. Great shape too.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it literally as a flip out because I thought about that, but then I did, the size. That's why it's going to have to flip from the bottom.
So the goal here is not only for us to let go and not care. I mean, we're not trying to make something beautiful here. We're really trying to, on this page, I mean, you could try to make it ugly. You could try to, and you might end up liking it actually. Try to do something that, makes you let go. Maybe use a palette knife for your painting. Maybe, if you're you don't have to use paint. You can use anything you want, but just let go, have fun. And between Lisa and I, we have different ways of doing things. So you'll get lots of good ideas, I hope. I mean, I hope it's inspiring. There's a lot of different ways to say mauve. I hope you're all doing this. So, or at least after maybe. And happy Saturday, you guys. I'm going to use some gesso first, I think. Um, because, just because, of course I could glue a gel print down or something, but I'm feeling the paint today. So I'm going for the gesso and maybe even, the big brush. I might use a big brush.
Oh boy, we're getting out big ones.
So what we're doing is really a cross between a junk journal and an art journal, and this would be more of an art journal page. I'm going to move this so I don't get paint on it. I mean, I'll probably glue some things to it, but we're definitely, you know what? I'm going to get paint all over my palette, all over my desk there. So, I get a piece of paper.
So Chris is here, and she said she's going to be hanging out in the balcony. Yeah,
What?
we had some issues too, Chris. Chris is here, and she's going to hang
Hi.
out in the balcony.
Oh, hey,
I just wanted
Chris.
her to know that we had issues too, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We can do this.
I thought you said she was going to hang out with Candy at first, like she was going to hand out candy. I didn't know what was happening there for a minute. You know, my ears have been ringing for like 6 months, so I can't hear.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I feel you on that.
yeah.
I am so used to my ears ringing that there's just something that I can do that makes it stop, and I sit there and if I hear silence, it's like, what the heck is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
mine just sound like fuzz all the time, all the time. I actually have a doctor appointment for it.
Sharon, Becky wants us to talk more about the difference between a junk journal and an art journal.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it really is what everyone makes of it and how they like, you know, what they like, how they like to do things, and what their opinion is, honestly, because it is something that is made up by creators. But technically, a junk journal probably doesn't have a lot of paint in it. And it's made out of junk, you know, or with some ephemera, like an ephemera is not the same as something new that you make that you add. And a lot of people do call that ephemera. Ephemera technically is old papers and things that generally get thrown away, but they've lasted for one reason or another. And it could be old magazines, it could be old receipts and ledgers and things like that. That is technically ephemera. Old advertisements, old postcards, old greeting cards. And antique dealers would have called that ephemera before we started making ephemera and adding it to junk journals to make them pretty. So basically, a junk journal or an art journal, both adult activity books, in my opinion, but the junk journal is more because it generally has a lot of pockets and tags and flip outs, and it's made with junk. It's not necessarily painted. It doesn't have as much mixed media in it, although it can. I mean, we're doing such a combination of the two. The art journal is more treated like a canvas each day or each time you use it. So it would be more paint, more other mediums, perhaps a little messier and more original. Although there is a gray line, I think. And am I missing anything, anyone?
I think what Sharman is saying, she said she would put art in a junk journal,
Exactly.
but that she would not put junk in an art journal if it was specifically an art journal.
I like to mix the two because I don't want a clear definition. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't want to be up against a wall like, oh, I can only put junk in here. Or, oh, I can only put paintings in here, or you know, I think if we are free flowing and it's a journal, which is technically a therapeutic thing, you know, like you write in a journal, or you can create art in a journal, or you can make pockets for a junk journal, you know, those are all kind kind of the same thing when you sit down at your desk and have those therapeutic moments to journal. And that's why it would be called a journal in the first place. Some people are confused. Do you write in it? Do you not write in it? I think it's really up to you because it's your journal. It's your daily or weekly moment with yourself to think and be creative. Does that make sense?
It does. I have different journals. I have the journal that I use for our collages each month.
Oh, thanks,
I
Rhonda.
I have a journal that I also use to write. I mean, it is a junk journal, but I also use it to write quotes or, to include poems, kind of like what Mariah does. And she'll decide, in the beginning when she starts, modifying a journal, she will decide what type of journal it's going to be. And I think that works for me. I think it's up to each individual to put their own
Exactly.
mark on it.
Right. And that's what makes it
That's what's
personal.
fun. I think that's what makes it fun is, really
Hey,
being
Martha,
able to break loose and not have to,
have rules.
be held by a bunch
Yeah.
of rules that, you may or may not want to go with.
Yes. I love that. Oh, I'm going to do my first bit of finger painting here. I'm going to get messy hands on this one, and that is my goal. If we need to put those, I got to get the list of prompts out of the way. If we need them again, will you guys let anybody new coming in know what they are for me? My cheerleaders in the chat. Is there writing on this side? No. Putting gesso on things changes the way your other mediums react. But I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to reach for some alcohol ink here. Or some, I'm sorry, some, I got to stop talking and just create because words are getting hard. My distress ink, I'm going to put on here. So I'm not going to cover the whole thing and it'll look different from the paper to the gesso. Sometimes it's even a different color, depending on the paper. Louise Heinzel recently did those things that she ironed with the matte photo paper and the oxide ink sprays. And they were a totally different color on the matte photo paper. She was using an iron on it, though. And I had been needing to get an iron. So I was like, oh, another reason to need an iron. So I got one. This tiny little craft iron. It's really cute. See this? I love it. And I got one that doesn't have any texture here. It's totally flat because that's what I need for encaustic and for, whatever up here. I don't get paint in the little holes. Using an old iron.
Martha.
What's that?
Today's Martha's birthday, but she's not feeling quite well.
Oh, happy birthday, Martha.
Happy birthday.
I haven't been on Facebook much today, so I didn't really see any notifications. I just went straight to chat because I was so busy. I hope that you feel better and you start to have a better birthday. Feeling good. Oh, I got paint on there. I'm going to leave it. I'm leaving it. I want messy. Messy's good. Okay. So I was giving that a moment to dry. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and make an envelope because I can. I want to grab a different stencil and some ink and just cover that real quick. I'm going to use a PM Artist Studio stencil this time. Which one? What's that?
I said, yay!
Okay, so I'm going to use that one. And see, I'm letting these other two things dry. So what are you doing, Lisa? Why don't you talk while I concentrate?
Okay. I'm just taking my envelope that was from the Paralyzed Veterans of America. And I had just torn out of a couple of magazines, some mauve to purple, pink to purple, mauve things. So I'm just adding these on. I thought I would do this first because I will probably come back and either stick
Sweet.
or stamp on them. So I want to make sure that I have time for it to dry. Now, what are you doing? Oh,
Well,
wait. Julie Parker's got a headache today. I'm
oh
sorry,
no.
Julie. I hate headaches.
What did I just do with all my
They
brushes?
robbed me of a couple of years of life, and I
Hmm.
did not like it.
Okay.
Okay, Eddie, what are you working on right now?
This is kind of a mauve, this color. I think it's mahogany or it's aged
I thought
mahogany.
this was a page. It's actually elephant, but it looked kind of a mauve to me.
Oh, yeah. That's an elephant? It doesn't look like an elephant.
Yeah, it's an elephant.
Huh. I'm going to put this on really thick so I can sprinkle water on it and get some droplet effect. These
I'm
are
ready.
a junk journal favorite, but they are so good for mixed media as well when you want to do a dry stencil pattern and you don't want to wait for paint to dry, or you want to do some, mixing with some other wet mediums. These are fantastic. And I have many. I don't have them all, but if I said to go and you don't have any and you want to go out and buy some, the Distress Oxide, those are the ones, because they have multiple colors in them when you get them wet. They just do more, and they're more opaque. I love them. No.
Eddie's working on uploading a new video,
Ah.
getting his thumbnail ready. Yeah, Eddie. Production.
So you guys know that this is a special event for November, doing these Wednesdays and Saturdays. And I kind of mentioned to Lisa, and I mentioned a little earlier, I haven't really kicked it around with Lisa much, but I'm still thinking about it. I think I'm going to be adding one day a week. We were doing the first and third Saturday of each month, and I have really enjoyed forcing myself, no matter how I felt, to do this with you guys. And I've really enjoyed the art journal series. So I would like to know how you guys are feeling about all that. If it's too much, I know there's a lot of people that stream and we try to get to all of them, but if it is too much, I'm kind of thinking like I do a Wednesday and then I do that Saturday, and then I do a Wednesday and then I do that Saturday. So I'm still every other Saturday, but I'd be every other Wednesday on the other days. I'm just wondering how everyone feels.
I like the time slot on the Wednesday ones.
I do too, and I didn't think I would want to be that early, but I'm enjoying it. Getting up and coming straight up here, it kind of makes my day happier, even if I'm not awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good to get something done that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
to
getting
start
my
your
chores
day.
done makes me feel good, but that's a different kind of good,
Well,
This is
that's good
therapeutically
because
good.
this is happy good, not
Yeah.
I clean my house good.
Right. Very, very much so. Cleaning your house is more like sense of accomplishment. This is more like letting your soul sing, letting it out.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm
definitely.
gonna let that dry, and I am going to put you on full screen and hit this one with the heat tool so I can continue. Okay.
All right. So, Martha, I'm sure it is hard for you to create when you're running back and forth to the hospital. I know at times when I first started doing art journals, I was running back and forth between taking care of my mother-in-law and work, and I kept a go bag. It had basically, a journal in it that at the time was one that was a It was actually a planner that I had found in my mother-in-law's house when I was cleaning out one of the rooms. And I thought, okay, she never even opened it. She didn't give it to anybody. Here it is wasted. So I started using it for an art journal. And that was one of them that I finished while I was sitting with her because she did not sleep well at night. She just wasn't used to not having her husband. So it made a difference. But honestly, no matter where we were, I had a journal, in a little tote bag. I put my journal in there. I had colored pencils. I had pencils. If I was sitting around, I had scissors and a glue stick. And I mean, that wasn't anything big or marvelous, but it gave me that opportunity to create no matter what was going on. And I did appreciate it because that was a stressful time. I mean, there were a lot of things going on. My father-in-law died. We realized my mother-in-law's Alzheimer's was a lot worse than we had any inkling of. And, basically, we found out he passed away. And the next day we found out that we were raising another child. And so I think that the art, the being able to escape through my art is what saved me, from just going crazy because I still had children at home and, it was a big balancing act and working a public job. So, you got to take care of yourself. You can't help others if you're empty. And I think that is, one thing that we can do for ourselves is, just steal away those few minutes to create something, that you can kind of just drift away if it's only for a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. I read your comment. Thank you. Yeah, if you don't have any of these, I would recommend some oxides. And there are a few of them like the walnut ink and the black soot that have some a lot of extra color in it when you spray it with water. It's just fun. Actually, let's do that. Shall we do that? If this is dry enough, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's even like Mariah. I know you run around like crazy, and if you're sitting in the car line waiting on Izzy, I would I would see people when I worked at a bank. I would see people waiting at the drive-through, knitting or crocheting. I mean, people were taking whatever opportunity they had to kind of just let their let time be free and just explore.
I need to give it another moment. I have a couple spots on there. So
Okay.
I'm just going to be working away and let you visit and do. I'm trying to decide. I'm going to use some texture paste on this one, I think, in a few places. I'm just working intuitively. I don't have a plan here. I have no idea how it's going to come out. I haven't even decided what my focal point is yet, and I'm not going to do that until I get some things drying,
Exactly.
which is why I'm working on multiple things. So just working intuitively. That's it. Just grabbing what I feel like grabbing, whatever makes me happy, and going from there.
All right. So Martha, okay, so Becky doesn't leave home without, Becky says, never leave home without your knitting. Martha tells us to draw, she draws on her iPad and that's it. That's excellent. Martha, you're not the only one that does the iPad. That's one of Miriam's go-tos, for when she needs to, something that will relax and give her the sense of calm. So, it does make a difference. Yes, we should all get dirty with our paints at some point.
We should. That's why, yeah. That's why finger painting.
I think finger painting is an excellent idea.
Yes. Well, and I said that, I wanted to do some finger painting on here, and I gave him a few choices with that one. Mauve was all him. And I asked him palette knife or finger paint. That was what I said to him, and he chose finger paint. So I'm going to use the palette knife still, but, I'm looking for a specific one that I can't find, and that's fine.
I've got my one side done of my envelope. Here's kind of what it looks like. I'll trim it up or wrap it around, but I'm gonna move it over here to the place that it might fall from, and which is within arm's reach. But you never know with me what's going to happen. And then I think I'm going to. I'll just be honest, No, no. Hey, my husband said if anybody can make a mess, I can, and he loves me anyway.
So,
Yeah,
what are you
Eddie.
doing? Go
Eddie
ahead.
Eddie said that his mom did that when she took care of her mom. She always had a go bag.
You guys know I've made go bags for hop projects a couple times, like different styles of bags or cases. I use that cardboard box that opened like a suitcase, and I put a real handle on it, like a metal handle.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was a cool one.
it's just fun, to have those specific ones ready to go, because we have multiples of product and things that won't dry out or whatever, and you have a multiple. Say you have a large ink, but you have it in a small one too. You throw that one in there, just so you have a bag that you can just grab and it's ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. I had one with my craft, my craft bag, and then I had my
Gotta clean this off.
oh no, we're going to the hospital bag, with a toothbrush, the essentials. 'Cause, with it when his dad started getting sick, it was just you never knew what a day was going to bring. I'd be at work one hour, and the next hour I was heading to the hospital. So, if my father-in-law saw that I was there, he was calm. If I didn't get there before the ambulance, he was not a happy camper. So, we did what we had to do, and we did the best we could to take care of them.
I'm gonna cut a circle out and kind of block that off, and I'm gonna let paint get messy on there, but I'm gonna try to keep the ink on the outside. So cutting a circle, I think.
Eddie, when we moved my mother-in-law, they would take her to crafts, and she would sometimes tell us, "Well, I don't want to do your craft." She get grumpy, and so they told me what time they did crafts. So I started going over there, and I said, "Well, it's time for us to go to craft, and I need you to help me." And they would always put it on her wall, and she got to where they didn't have to argue with her. She just wanted to stay in her room and do what she's used to doing, and they got her out of her room. I was so excited about it, but they always had cute things hanging up in there. It helped. It really helped a lot.
Whoa, I know it's not perfect, but it's something. And it's just a piece of paper that I had stamped on for one reason or another that I ran across when I was digging through stuff. Because we dig, right?
Yes, we do.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
Diggity doo.
Yeah. All right. So I need that clean. And I'm going to pick another color here that goes with that. And then I've got some paints on my desk thinking about how I can make some different mauves.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Now remember, I didn't cover the whole thing with, let's do the ground espresso. I like that because it has some different, it almost has a bluish color, or this one does. I can't remember. When you spray it with water. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that.
Go to a full screen so they can see it better.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just finger painting. It's not too impressive. I'm being honest, okay? I'm keeping it real.
I do have some wet paint on there still. I'm going to end up getting it on my brush. It's just in the corner. Maybe I'll take a paper towel to it.
I like the color wisteria, which is not far from mauve.
He almost changed it to periwinkle. after he said it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I would have been probably more excited, but when I saw mauve, I thought, this is Sharon. Sharon, don't do pinks.
No, he picked it. So, okay.
You
I
got to
just thought it
roll with
would
it.
be interesting if he did today. I would have
Oh, if
never said
my
mall.
husband picks, I don't know what you'll have. You'll have lug nuts, hard drive.
Okay, so Bill met somebody outside walking the dog this morning, okay? And the guy was in the school across the way doing some metal detecting. And they got to talking, and he asked if I'm going to try to wipe the wet part away right here. He asked if he could come and metal detect in our great big yard. And Bill
Yeah.
said, sure. And he said, but if you find rusty things, you have to give them to my wife.
Oh, he'll find rusty things.
He will.
He'll definitely find rusty things.
So he's going to come back
That's
another day and do that.
I know it's silly, but I have this. Bill was making fun of me. I guess y'all realize both of our husbands' names are Bill.
Yeah.
My Bill was making fun of me because I wanted to keep the rusty bits. And so one year I took all these pieces, and I didn't know how to assemble things properly. So I was using anything I could find. I found a chain downstairs that I knew we had bought for something, and we had used all we needed of it. So I brought it upstairs, and I started taking all these
Yes.
little tiny pieces, and all these little things that we had found, and I started making a hanging out of them. And I was thinking I'd put it out on the porch when it was all said and done, and it would just make noise. And when he opened it, he started laughing, and I told him, I said, well, you don't have to do anything with it. You can hang it in the garage if you want to. He said, no. And he hung that silly thing up in the living room, and it's nothing but rusty junk.
In the living
I
room?
kid you not. In our living room, yeah. I mean, now he's pretty particular about how things look, and he wants things to look classic and not, junky or
Like traditional?
cluttered. Very traditional looking.
Mine looks like an art gallery. It's
Well,
definitely not traditional.
ours does in places. We've got our gallery hallway, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. He appreciated it because he knew that represented a lot of work, because we went out for probably 2 months before we found anything of value. And he said, I'm about tired of doing digging these holes, just to dig. And I said, well, it's not about the digging. It's not
Oh, no. It's a
really
treasure
not
hunt.
so much about what we find. It's about that we're out doing something outside, and we're doing it together.
Right. It's a
So that's
treasure
what it
hunt. It
really
really
comes
is.
down to. It's a hobby. He got a little more excited. We did find a standing liberty in a high end neighborhood. They had recently planted a tree, and it was a pretty good sized tree, so they probably went at least 5 feet down from the width of it, the branch span, and they had churned up a silver standing liberty. So he was pretty excited about
Pretty
that. But
amazing. Really.
we've got a field lined up that we're going to get in that we've never done a farm field, and a lot of
Oh.
times, if there's been any military, like Civil War activity, you will actually find buttons, coins, British coins, and things like that. So, if we was to find a Civil War button, I think it would probably make him extremely happy. And
Bill and I obviously love treasure hunting. That's the mushrooms, rocks. If I say I want to go find some cool sticks, I mean, we love to go on a treasure hunt of any kind for any reason. We just need a purpose to go out.
yeah, I enjoy it. I have always loved being outside. When I was growing up, I stayed in the woods, literally.
Oh yeah,
Um,
geocaching. That is definitely a treasure hunt, Tracy. We've talked about that maybe, but I mean, we have enough treasures to find, really. I keep us busy with treasures.
I think that it's fun.
It
I
is.
think going out in nature and finding something that you look at and you don't know exactly what you're going to do with it, but you know that that somehow it will have a purpose in your life. You're going to make it into something. I mean, I'll pick up sticks and things like that, and I found one that was it was like a twisted vine. In our neighborhood, they choke out trees, so there's nothing good about them.
Don't
But
say it, Eddie.
yeah, I'm twisted. I know.
Yeah, choking stuff out over there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did it. I'm sorry.
you did. You did it. You
So
went there.
sorry. I went there.
But
It
I
was
mean,
me.
there's two things that choke trees out in our neighborhood. One is ivy, and the other is this mysterious vine.
Hi,
And
Diane.
hi, Diane. Better late than never. We're glad you're here. Our prompts are mauve, finger paint, clear or transparent, and the bonus is an envelope.
That's right. Go ahead. Keep up with your story there.
Anyway, so I finally found out what this vine is, and it's a wild grape. Um, at one point, the farmland that our house sits on was owned by a huge landscaping company, and they had greenhouses, and they grew their own stock. And it was a wild thing that they actually, would transplant to people's homes. God help them, but it does. It kills the trees. We won't let it grow up on our trees. We keep it cut
Oh,
back now.
bye, Eddie. Okay, Martha.
All right, Eddie.
See you later. I hope you play with these prompts just for no reason at all. This is all for no good reason, by the way. No good reason other than your soul. Art therapy with friends. Go ahead.
And I'm coloring my fingers
Oh,
just because I
good.
can.
Well, my hands are white. I've got white fingers right now, but I'm about to mix up some mauve in different shades, I hope.
If you
And
play your cards right, you might have lady fingers.
lady fingers.
Yeah, like one of your statues. If you use a
Yeah.
statue that's got lady fingers.
If I play my cards right, they'll stick to my fingers and I'll have lady fingers. How's that? Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. You
Maybe.
never know. I think it would be funny to put this in here because it's butts. I mean, I'm going to want to print some more of these out because I have lots of ideas for these ones, like giving them heads, different ones, and, like a friend card. But I think it's perfect here, and I need to add some color. It's going to go on something, though. What do you think, guys?
Oh, Sharon sees butt. Sharon.
What?
Miriam is seeing butts.
Well, I'm going to fix that. I will fix that. You'll see.
The butts are going to go away.
Yeah, they are. I'm probably going to, I was thinking I'd do either a little finger painting right on this plastic, so it is covering these guys, or I do a stamp on here and finger paint on something else, which might be the option because that gives me my opposites. I've got my refined sculpture here with my messy bit. I'm gonna have to do this side too. I should have done that at the same time.
So Rhonda says that's gonna be the Butte card.
I might seal it up, I'm not sure, and keep it just like it is, like a window to what, I was just kind of considering that, just sealing it up for no reason because it doesn't need to have a pocket.
Okay, so Rhonda is saying put a painty fingerprint on the buns, on the bum.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to put them inside so I can see where I'm at. And I'm going to put that right on the plastic. But let's mix up some paint, shall we? Yeah, I was thinking, it would be fun to do like something like that too. It's possible. So let's see. Let's get them centered.
Miriam says,
You know,
we need more B and P.
Need more what?
B and P. You
Oh,
know.
stop it. Are you leaving, Rhonda? Or saying, oh, you're saying bye to Eddie. You guys know I did the embossing on here, which I really, really like the way that came out. And that could be the case here too. I could do an embossed fingerprint even. I bet I could.
This is coming out pretty good.
I'm just gonna do the paint. I'm gonna do it right on top. Okay, so let's make some. Show us what you got. I'm gonna put you full screen.
Can you see my mauve on here?
I can. It's very light.
Yeah, I think it may look a little darker once this is the other one that I've already gotten done. Maybe showing it against the green is not helpful.
Diane, maybe I'll do the butterfly too.
Let's try showing it on a white. I apologize, y'all. I am not good with this camera situation.
She's getting better though, isn't she, guys? No black bars today.
Thanks to, I think that this one turned out pretty. I actually put some light pink, like wisteria color. That's what made me think wisteria. But yeah, this is actually working out pretty good. And when I put the clear packing tape over it, it's going to seal it. And I'm going to do that on both sides so that it won't be sticky.
I'm going to go double screen again so people can see the colors I'm using to mix the different mauves. So in case there's questions.
All right. Works perfectly.
All right. And sorry about the shine there. It's going to be gone in a minute. It's because it's a piece of plastic that I just am recycling and using as a palette. So this is one that I mixed a long time ago, and it magically is mauve, I think. But I want some different shades of that. So I'm going to take this and then I'll find different ways to use them on the other envelope and the other this when it's dry enough to put something on, because it won't take long. So I'm going to use a little of this and a little of that and a little of this and a little of that, you know.
Becky says she wants to smack the hams.
you want to give that pig in a gunny sack a big old smack. What movie was that from? I don't remember. Looks like two hams fighting in a gunny sack when she walks. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, that's funny.
It was funny.
Lord, I do not have any bootay.
That sounds like my butt. Two hams fighting in a gunny sack.
and I got a pancake butt. I don't know how that happened, but
we called that a cracker butt in my house.
It's gone.
Cracker
Bill
butt.
says up to me this morning. Said, "Oh, it's gone."
I'll give you some. You can have some.
Yeah,
okay,
I might need
add a little blue just to see, and maybe a little bit more red. I'm just putting some spots out here, and I'll create some different shades.
So the mauve is looking like burgundy.
You mean this one? I think they're talking about mine.
Here?
Yeah.
Because I'm using like different shades of pinkish stuff here. Whatever I've got here.
That was a gosh, what one is this? I can't see the color name.
It's Al Bundy. Al Bundy is your.
Was it Al Bundy? No. I don't think it was.
What Marguerite Mitchell said that it was.
I think it was from a movie. But I mean, he could have said it too, for sure. I'm just putting a little paint out. We'll do some mixing here.
We all know that if it was a good line, anybody would use it.
Yeah.
We all like good lines,
Chevy
right?
Chase. Could have been Chevy Chase. Like one of those kind of movies made by the creator of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Oh, those movies.
A little bit. Yeah.
I still love Animal House. I mean, to me,
Do you?
that is one of the funniest movies. Yeah. I mean, as far as just downright silly and the nerds, I like the nerds.
I am a Will Ferrell. I love Will Ferrell. And my husband hates Will Ferrell, and he's more of an Adam Sandler, but I love Will Ferrell.
I like Adam Sandler, but I mean, you don't get better than Elf. Elf is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Anchorman like 1,000 times because, well, maybe 100. Because when I was single and I worked at the casino, I used to come home from work and put that on because I lived alone. That was the first time in my life I lived alone, and I was trying to get used to it, and I didn't want to be codependent anymore. So they became my friends. This was before I met Bill.
It's okay. You can have TV friends.
Yeah. Well, they were great friends. I mean, it was noise, so I didn't feel alone at night. They were just, and I really appreciated the movie and found something new in it every time I watched it that I hadn't noticed before. There's a lot going on in that movie and you don't realize it. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Notice I'm just creating different shades that go together here. And then I thought a beige would give it more of a grungy sort of, I mean, mauve is pretty grungy already, but I thought it might make it kind of special.
Sorry, Mariah. Mariah's leaving.
Okay,
we'll catch you
Mariah.
later. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you later. See you in the morning. Everybody, make sure to make it to the stream in the morning. I'll be there. Lisa will be there.
Yes, I will be there. I'm gonna get out and run. I've got to get out for 25 minutes and run my leaf blower until the battery runs out, and then I can come in and catch it.
And then she can play.
And then I can play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we played all day today. He's watching a race right now, and I'm up here, so we have not done anything productive today other than just play. The envelope that I've got, I picked up at the thrift store, and it's embossed with this really cute rose.
Oh, I want this one.
Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. It's an envelope?
And it's an envelope, yeah. And I thought, okay, I'll use some of the eyeshadow on that. And I do have pastels, but I thought I would use that to make myself a flippy something.
Oh, Rhonda, this was good. This was a good
All right,
idea.
Miriam. Sweet dreams.
Bye, Miriam. Sleep well. Thanks for being here. I know it's late.
Let's see how I'm coming along with
you guys. It's funny.
What?
Her butt. Her butt is funny.
It is funny.
Great idea, Rhonda. I love it. Oh, bye, Julie. Thank you so much for coming.
Julie, we're glad you came and spent time with us. Thank you so much.
I hope you go play.
Always.
Go play. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and double down on this with the fingerprints, and I'm going to use the more blue here. Just this isn't necessarily mauve now, but it is in the same, I mean, they go together because I used that first color as the base. So all of them will match and be sort of in the same color family that way. So I want to.
Sharon, did you blush when you did that?
When I touched her butt? No, not at all.
When you your territory. but I didn't. Oh my goodness.
Concentrating on my finger painting now, guys.
Yep, got to get that finger done right. You got to do it. Okay, the front side of my envelope has dried, so I'm doing the back side now before I get in trouble for my mouth. I'm gonna blame it on Rhonda.
Yeah,
Rhonda
yeah.
needs to laugh at it.
It's
Rhonda,
not.
I'm glad that you're finding humor, honey. I really am.
We're not usually. It's not usually this free flowing with the. I mean, yeah. We're
We're
gonna need to put a
usually,
quarter in the cuss bucket in a minute here.
but
Even
I
though we
didn't.
did cuss.
I might have made some references that might have been slightly inappropriate, but I
Well,
didn't
I don't
cuss.
think you meant to. It just happened that way. They just came out that way.
Well, when things fall out, people get alarmed.
Yes, they do. So I'm just making some fun little marks in different colors for no reason
Becky,
at all.
I've got to go back to the very beginning of the stream. Becky told her family that she was going to take a nap. That's how she's getting to watch without being disturbed.
Well, thank you for lying to your family for me.
Hilarious.
I love it.
That's like, when you're a mother and you go to the bathroom, it's like
Uh-huh.
everybody needs everything. When you're outside, nobody needs anything. But the minute
Yeah.
you get on the phone or go to the bathroom, it's like there's crises everywhere. You got to
Yeah.
start putting out fires as soon as you get off the pot.
Even my cat has to go in the bathroom with me.
Oh,
And if she doesn't get in, she'll stick her arm under the door repeatedly and like wave it back and forth, and it's hilarious. But you'd be sitting on the toilet and suddenly there's an arm under the door. It's really funny.
my daughter's dog, she's so funny that as soon as she hears the water running in the bathtub, she'll go stand watch and wait for whoever's going to get in. It's like, no, you're not going without me. Wait a minute.
Your
That's
dog? Dog?
no, no,
Huh.
I don't have a dog. I don't have any pets. No, my daughter's dog.
That's what I'm saying. It was a dog? That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. She thinks that if you're getting a bath, she should have one too.
Oh, she likes a bath. That's
She
what.
loves her baths. Yes, she's like a
Okay.
mom. I think she loves it. Yeah.
That's funny.
And then, we bathe the lizard too. We put the lizard in the bathtub.
Oh, yeah,
But
they usually
you
like
don't try to
that.
get in when the lizard's there. No,
Because
the lizard
why not?
loves it. It actually helps their skin
Yeah,
not
it's
be so,
turtles too.
dehydrated. Because it
Yep.
gets so dry. If you don't mist her, she gets real.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah, that's
crusty.
normal.
Yeah, it's normal. She's getting to be an old lady now, though. She's, her skin's
What
different
kind
than
of
it was.
lizard is she?
She's a bearded dragon.
Oh.
Have you not? You've seen pictures of her, haven't you?
I don't
She's
know. If I have, it was a long time ago.
she's rotten. She is so rotten. When she hears me, she knows that if I'm there, she's getting fed. Because when my daughter goes on vacation, if she's just going to be gone a couple of days, then I just leave her at her apartment
Wait,
because she's
are you talking about the dog or the lizard right now?
the lizard. The
Okay.
lizard.
Go ahead.
If I talk to the dog and don't talk to the lizard starts thrashing its tail against. She will thrash her tail against the cage to get my attention, and it's pretty funny.
It has
It really
become
is.
abstract flowers on vines. Now I should paint some leaves. Now I should do some finger painting leaves. What do you guys think? I was into it. Who's leaving?
I
Oh,
think
bye,
Chris got to
Chris.
go.
Gotta
Bye,
go
Chris.
Oh, thank you so much for showing up. I know how busy you are. School going on and stuff. Thank you.
Diane, we saw the sweetest. I petted on the sweetest pit bull ever today at the car show. It came up with its owner in a classic car. And when it got out, it was strutting around like it owned the place because it was the only dog there at the time. But it was so sweet. I was getting my hot dog and it thought I was getting it a hot dog. and it sat down and started perking up. You know, its little ears were just all up. And I looked at the man. I, I said, why is he doing that? He said he thinks he's going to get one of your hot dogs because he's sitting really pretty and cute.
Did you give him a hot dog?
His daddy ordered him one.
Oh, good. I think I would have too.
Yes, his daddy ordered him one, and he was so cute. He sat down and ate it a bite at a time. He would not take more than one bite at a time off
Really?
of it.
Mine
Wow.
does swallows everything whole.
Good grief.
He doesn't even chew.
When
Drives
I
me
was growing
nuts.
up, I had a German Shepherd, and I got out of the car eating a can of Vienna sausages, and he that took my thumb off. He jumped up for those Vienna sausages and snatched them out of my hand so fast it about made my head spin. And my mom's like, "No, he didn't." I said, "Yes, he did."
My dog will get between me and the toilet. And I'm like, oh my
That's
gosh. When I'm
that is so
upset, he will
funny.
sit at the door with his back to me, protecting me. Oh, that's sweet.
I think I'd like your dog, Diane. I think he's got a good personality from what I can tell.
I'm probably going to doodle on this with a marker when I'm done and do some like viney things. But remember, it's inside the envelope, so it's not on them. And I think that would be fun. And then there was talk of a butterfly. Maybe I just turn that into a butterfly, her butt in the middle.
One thing's for sure, Diane, when you have a dog like that, nobody's going to mess with you. You know, if somebody comes into your house, your dog got your back, you know? That's one thing about having animals. I mean, when we had dogs, when the kids were young, we had dogs. At one point, we had 2 in the house, and those dogs were like the early alert service, you know,
They are.
before the cameras and everything else. They were on it.
Yeah, they're good to have around. Well, that's how dogs have always been used, for protection originally. That's what they're for. I have a plan here.
All right.
Something
We're watching,
dendritic, perhaps, because it's on a piece of plastic, and I've got all this paint here. And I wonder if I shouldn't use a new one, but I want to do something maybe on one of these clear sheets. One that doesn't have anything on it, perhaps. I want to see, you know, like it veins out like trees or something like that. So let me grab another piece of plastic that's bigger. You guys can use vellum. It doesn't have to be all the way see-through if you want to do something like this. It's just, you know, for fun. And this is kind of like, you know, it's an overlay. So when I get something new and it has this plastic inside the front or whatever, I take it out and I've got a box over there on my shelf with all the little cubbies, and that's all that's in there is packaging plastic. And it could be pieces that are thick that I cut off the flat bit, keeping it from a landfill, and I'm going to use it for something. Or I mean, it could be anything. This is something really old, and I just don't remember what it was. Same with the other one, and this one's folded in half and stapled. Weird. But they can be used for so many things.
Did you see what Diane said about her insurance company wanted to know if she had a security system? She said yes. DOG.
I want to. That paint is so thick. I wonder if I should use some of it first, because it's really thick on here, and this first stuff that I put down is super thick. So the thinner your paint is, obviously, the more veining and dendritic it'll get. That's really what I'm after here. Let's see if I can Kind of like the Rorschach. Oh, that did it a little bit right there. I don't know if you guys can. There we
Yes,
can see it.
I see it.
So I'm going to use a little bit more of this, and then I can go back and try that.
All
I
right.
didn't even think about how thick it was. Okay, this is probably ready.
I think Dobermans are aggressive. I have never been around a Doberman that was a good dog, that I would consider a
Really?
good dog. No. They're I had a friend that has the little miniature ones, and they were assholes. I mean, they
Really?
really were. They were not very, very good dogs to be around. You know, she had always had such good dogs, and you know, when she got married and moved in with her husband, they ended up getting a set of little miniature Doberman pinchers.
Oh, the Min
And
Pins. I think they're so cute.
they were cute, but
But
they
they
were
bark.
so bad. They were so bad that when they had their kids, they had to put them out. They couldn't. They had to.
Oh, that's so sad.
They were
That's
so
isn't that the
aggressive
owners
towards
though?
kids.
Isn't that how they're trained?
I don't know, because all her dogs that she'd ever had before had been such good dogs. So I don't know.
So maybe there was inbreeding in their upline to keep
I
them
don't know.
to,
It
you
could have
know,
been
yeah,
something like that, but
yeah.
they weren't very nice. I mean, they would literally put them up every time somebody would come around because they didn't know if they'd bite them or not. They
They
were just real aggressive.
Diane said they're a one-person dog and they're not for families. Huh.
Yeah.
So they maybe have jealousy issues, or and maybe it has something to do with their, you know, the way they were bred and the
Yeah,
traits that they had for whatever reason.
it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. I mean, that's, it's important when you're making a decision like what kind of dog you're going to have. It is important to think about, your family and what you're expecting, long term, because, it's just like when you get a cat. A cat can live a long time. Dogs are a little bit different, but you need to know their temperament before you decide whether they're coming to your house or not.
Right.
I've always
That's
trusted
the truth.
beagles. I've never had a problem with the beagle. We grew up with them. That's what we had. When a little beagle showed up on our doorstep, I looked at Bill and he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, okay."
We wanted a beagle for a while, but we ended up with Mayhem because I had a friend whose family's dogs accidentally knocked up his sister's dog when they were visiting. So they were, and we knew that it was part healer. It was like half healer. And then it was half, you're not going to believe this, Dachshund and Pit Bull. So it looked like a giant, roided out, muscular Dachshund. And he was striped. He was brindle, like beautiful brindle. That was the dad. And the mother was all healer. So Mayhem is a mutt, and I think he looks like a sea lion. He's got, I mean, he does have enough healer in him that he wants to go, and he's very protective. But he's also very snuggly, and he thinks he's little, like a dachshund. He thinks he's small.
Well, that's the way my friend's pit bull is. My goddaughter, her pit bull,
I can't hear you, Lisa. Are you frozen? Uh-oh. I think she froze because I don't see anything on her screen. Hopefully it's her and not me being frozen here. Because maybe my computer froze. Can you guys hear me? Or are you hearing Lisa? Whatever it is, put it in the chat so she can see it. Yeah, Sarah. Quite the combination. The Dachshund was the male. And he was, he was so cool. He was the coolest dog we've ever seen. And Bill tells people that. Because he was a giant, roided out. He had a dachshund face and short little pit bull or dachshund legs and a long body, but he had muscles like he'd been at the gym. Okay, we're waiting for her to come back in. I'll wait and add her. So I'm just and I'll probably go over this with some gold so that you can really see the texture. But I'm getting like some blending going on here that I like. And, you know, I feel like it's not an art journal if it doesn't have some doodling in it for me. So, oh, bye, Charmaine. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that you take if you take these and use them, and I'm going to post this list on Facebook. We're posting our photos over on Miriam's page, and it's Art Curious. So you can put them there, or you can put them in Makers, and just use the hashtag Junkie Art Book so that we can see it.
I'm back. I don't know where I went, but I'm back.
Marguerite, I loved A Fish Called Wanda. Hilarious movie.
Oh, you know what? I have been in the house that was, no, wait a minute. No, that's not right. It wasn't a fish named Wanda. Who was it?
Do you see this? Diane's neighbors have 4 Yorkies. One day she was watering plants and her pit bull was crouched over sniffing something and checked, and there was a tiny Yorkie puppy. Oh my goodness. Yorkies are cute, but they are definitely barky. Definitely. My ex-mother-in-law used to have Yorkies always. Okay.
I call them yappy dogs.
Yeah, they are. They're very yappy. They're very,
yeah. I don't like yappy dogs. I like dogs that have a
so dendritic.
Going for that. More of a manly bark.
More of a manly bark.
Yeah, like, you know, intimidating.
Yes. More of a manly bark. That's hilarious. Diane said, I was covered in dog slime. The baby looked like a rat. Eventually the neighbors came looking for it, more horrified. I said, my dog found it and it's alive. Was it alive? Was it? I hope it was alive. And how did it get out? How in the heck? One of those Yorkies had to have brought it out. I mean, if you think about it. Oh no, you can't do this and get a dendritic. Oh, I did it. Okay. Ooh, it looks like coral, you guys. Doesn't it look like coral?
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, so what I'll do is let this dry, cut it out, and then punch a couple holes in it and use it like a page over something. I think it'll be fun.
Yes, I think so too.
And maybe even define or highlight some of the little shapes in there with the white Posca. That would be fun.
Yes.
This has got to go. Yeah.
Oh, Martha says she bought a wooden bowl from Anthony. Oh, Martha.
Oh, they are beautiful. Yeah. In person, they're even better. Yeah.
I was on his website the other day to see if the mushroom's still there. If I'm gonna try to get my husband to get it for me for Christmas.
Mushroom.
A mushroom.
Baron?
That you rub. Yes, thank you.
I didn't know he had made a mushroom baron. I didn't see that.
Yes.
We saw him make the green one that he posted. What's that?
It's in somebody's cart, but I mean, just because it's in their cart doesn't mean you can't buy it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have millions of things in carts. So.
And if that one's sold out, I've got a piece of.
I'm sure he'll make another one if you want.
I've got a piece of glass that is a little disc that's got my favorite colors in it. And if that one is gone, I may send that to him and see if he can put that in as an insert.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I told him I was going to gather some things to go inside, and I did take him a few. The mushroom could be a charm that I gave him. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what I took to him. Not sure.
Oh,
don't recall.
Well, this is not this is shaped like a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
It's so cute.
I took him
red.
I took him a tree of life, I think. Anyway. Okay, so it needs some light colors on it, and I'm gonna work on that. And I'm gonna decide my layout here. So I've got this. This is gonna be an afterthought, so that's another page. I've got these two that magically match now, but they're gonna get some gold. I might get a little gold splatter on here too. Do you guys see the different colors here? What happens with that oxide when it gets wet? It does fun things.
It definitely does.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you can see the difference on the gesso, but I need to do something with this side. And on this one, I was going to make an envelope and show you guys how, in case you didn't know. So if it's dry enough, I'm thinking a coin envelope. So like a bag with a flap. So I would want to do it like, I'm hoping it's dry enough, like this way. So I'm going to fold it, be dry enough. Come on. I mean, I don't care if it gets smudged a little, but I want it to be dry enough. So you're going to fold it so it's edge to edge like that. I'm going to go in full screen.
Okay.
Marguerite can't find her white Posca.
Her white Posca.
Okay, they had on Amazon. I don't have any other Posca pens, and the Poscas are new to me. They're just so expensive, you know. I've tried other white markers, other white paint pens, but they had a deal on Amazon where they had all different sizes of white Poscas, like all different tips on them. And I got that for like $16, and I think worth it. But I don't know where they're all at right now. I don't have them all on my desk because I have them in different kits and stuff. If you say so. What?
Oh,
I don't know what I said, but
Diane said that her dog just slimed the little Yorkie. It just slimed it. It didn't kill it.
Oh, good. Well, I wonder how it got out. That's disturbing.
That somebody wasn't paying attention. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, or one of the other dogs was mad and could have killed that puppy. You know, if it deposited it outside. So, okay, so I'm gonna make a coin envelope here, kind of a coin envelope. It's gonna be long and skinny. I have to decide how long. I haven't done this in a long time. Long time. And then no worries, I'll use that too. So it's going to be a tiny little envelope. So I'm going to fold it this way. Wait, fold it this way, and this will be my top flap. Okay.
Yeah, Marguerite, they are about $5 to $7 a piece.
Back
yeah.
In. Yeah,
I've got
so
one black and one white. You know, they're very expensive. I bought them when they were on sale.
Here.
They're still expensive.
Right here. Okay, I want to go ahead and glue this edge. I don't know if anybody knows how to do this. I'm just sharing how, just in case. Just glue on the edge. I haven't done this in ages, though. So, we'll see if I remember. Sorry, the pen was in my mouth.
When I first started doing the junk style journals, I was watching somebody, and they were doing it with, you know, like good magazine pages, and then they covered it afterwards. But they make pretty strong envelopes.
They do, or calendar pages are good, or just book pages for that matter. Okay, so I folded it. I like to fold it back where it's glued together on top. Okay, so I like to fold it back that way. That way, when you fold it back up this way, you can see where to cut off those little edges, and then all you do is fold what's going to be the flap to go over back, and you cut this off. So it's already folded in that direction. That's why I do that. And I'm going to do the other side. This one's going to get glued. The other one is the top that closes. You know, like the coin envelopes you get from the bank. That's kind of what these are, but this is probably a different style. There's a couple different ones. I'm just gluing it down. I shouldn't have this on this other paper so you guys could see what I'm doing. And pin that quick so I don't lose, so it doesn't dry out. Okay, and then same here with the glued edge on the top. Fold over. And then I'm going to decide what the shape is for the envelope. And I actually can fold it in half to do this, just without creasing it. Give it a something like that. And then come back where it's glued on top so I can fold. Whoops, this doesn't go all the way down to the crease. That's okay, no big deal. Then I can fold this one back and trim that off. So you're trimming off the side that has the glue on it. Am I just talking to myself here? Is anybody interested in this?
Yeah, we'll listen.
Okay. Well, I just don't know if you already know how to do this. I'm not sure. It's not even. So.
Always good to have a refreshed.
Or sometimes we do things differently. I know that happens with this. So there's my little tiny envelope that magically matches this. And maybe this one just flips off of this. Like it goes together that way. So if this is inside, I'm going to lay it out now and see how I want to do this. I don't want to get paint on the rest of my stuff, though. I probably will, knowing me. So this is going to go here. Woo! It's very wet. I'm going to have to dry that. And then I will put maybe this flips up and this flips over, or this flips up, and because I have this edge, I'm not doing it from that edge. That's why. Or this and this. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And then I'll put something fun down here, but it's not going to stay this dark. This is very dark. Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
What?
I like that, the way you've got that tucked.
Tucked? Oh, this?
The little piece you've got up under.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to go ahead and put these together. So I know it's going to flip up like this. And I want, and then it'll possibly be a pocket. I don't know if I'm going to seal it. But this one I need to have upright. So the little flap comes up. And
what?
It's going to go like that. What's that?
Rhonda said, who? What? like who's on first?
Okay, this is the one that looks like coral. So this is the one. I'm going to just do this with it. Because I needed to do something with this other side. And this is already ready to go. So why not? And then I could actually glue some little paper strips to it if I want, or add some stickers, or even add one of my rip strips. It's a good spot for it.
Oh, a rip strip. That sounds like a good plan.
They make great little tucks and belly bands. Oh, blue. More blue, please. Okay. So I got a little color on there, and it'll get more. So this is going to flip up. This is going to be like this, and I'm going to grab some washi tape. You guys can make your own washi tape if you don't have any. You can use Scotch tape, anything you want. Whatever floats your boat, makes you happy. Might end up using some light colored Nuvo mousse on that. Let me see. I had one.
I need to get some Nouveau Mousse.
Or lunar paste, or I would check and see if lunar paste actually dries out. Because I do know, although I've had my Nouveau Mousse for over 2 years now, I do have to take it out every once in a while and try to catch it before it. If it dried out all the way, it would become solid, but that's never happened. I just get some water with it and remoisten it because it's water soluble. So.
Well, don't you also, with your Nouveau, don't you also put like saran wrap to?
I put
Okay.
Well, it's press and seal. It was supposed to be great, but I had never used press and seal. I bought it just for that. It's in my kitchen now. Sorry, I ate a Tootsie Roll. I don't know how I feel about it,
It's terrible. Everything sweet is terrible. You can't, I can't have sugar, and all that stuff is gross. I feel sorry myself.
It's terrible stuff, yeah.
It's terrible.
It was the last Tootsie Roll in the pack. So,
Yeah, I sent them downstairs. I told Bill, I said, here, get these out of here.
It was the only Christmas candy that we got. Or not Christmas, Halloween. That's all I got.
Well, he always wants Tootsie Roll. He said, get Tootsie Rolls. And I said, not all kids like Tootsie Rolls, just because you like them. Man, that's his favorite too. I would eat just about any kind of candy, really. I mean, I'm
gonna use that.
Pretty open to candy.
Me too. I didn't used to like hard candy. When I was a baby, I almost choked and died on a sucker. So after that, my mom would not let us have hard candy. We never had hard candy in the house.
Yeah, that's enough to scare a mother.
Yeah, and I was little. The only hard candy we were ever allowed was a Tootsie Roll because it had a hole in the center, which I think that's why Tootsie Rolls had a hole in the center. If we look that up, I think that's a possibility. And I'm going to glue this down too because washi tape cannot be trusted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just creating a seam there. And I don't know what goes in the envelope. It's just for fun. I mean, why not? Oh, I moved my glue aside to look for my glue. What's that?
I said I haven't decided what's going to go in mine yet either. My envelope, it's drying. It may take till tomorrow morning for it to finish drying on the second side.
So what are you doing now?
I did get my pocket. I've got the first little flap done. And I have secured it to the page. And I did cover it with packing tape, and I'm using the packing tape to adhere it to the page too. So it's going to have a little bit of a shine to it, and that's okay.
One of hers choked on Skittles. The banana shape lodged in his throat and wouldn't come out. Aren't Skittles are round? That's the one that has the sweet tart stuff. They have bananas and other shapes. Is that what that is? It's like a chalky thing inside. But they have a hard coating still.
The Skittles. I was thinking Skittles were just straight up round, but I know
they are. But there's another candy that has bananas.
Because there were I didn't remember it being banana shapes in that.
But there was another one that had bananas, and it was
like
candy coated, like a sweet tart candy coated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly. You used to buy it in bulk at the candy store.
And I have to put one here so it closes. Maybe I've never done the thing with the 2 buttons and the string. Maybe it's time. Maybe that's what goes there. But I might, I don't know if I'll do it right now or how much time do we have here? It is almost 3 o'clock. Oh my gosh, I better make something pretty after all this ugly stuff real quick here. It's got to have something pretty on it. The whole thing can be massively ugly, but it must have something refined, right? That's the whole game of opposites, I think. So I've got this gold oil pen and it's good stuff. They come in packs of 5 on Amazon and you just get one color at a time. But I got it for encaustic and there's so many of them in the pack that I decided to bring one upstairs. And it's a very soft, highly pigmented gold. Look what I just did. Flowers! Suddenly. And then suddenly. Oh, Diane, that's terrible. They kept his gag reflex going and couldn't stop. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's scary when that happens to your kid, isn't it?
It is very scary.
Or anybody's kid for that matter.
My husband scared me to death. His esophagus was decreasing in diameter.
I wasn't laughing at you. Sorry.
I know. It's okay. Anyway, he ate a piece of bread and a piece of it got stuck in his throat and he could not cough it up. And bless his heart, he was drowned in his saliva all night long. I kept saying, we need to go to the hospital. We need to go to the hospital. No, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I said, it is not okay. So when he got up the next morning, he had not slept. And I said, you need to get a shower because you're going to the hospital now.
Good for you.
I'm not doing with this anymore. You're going. It's not an option. And they ended up within about 3 hours he was in surgery. And all they could do was try to vacuum it out. And they were successful, but they could not expand his esophagus because he had waited all night and it was all inflamed. It was quite an ordeal. But we ended up going back in about a month and he got it. They've done it twice. They think it's caused by acid reflux, actually.
So did the first event create the problems? So he has continuous events now?
They've only had to do it twice and he's been okay, but it will happen again because once they go in and they stretch your esophagus, it creates scar tissue. So it generally repeats. Wow. So we'll see.
It's so scary.
Yeah, it is scary. It is scary.
So I'm just adding little berries and I don't know what here. Just having a little play. This is the part where you get to, you've got your substrate out. You've got some color down. You've got half of the stuff going on and everything goes through an ugly phase. Remember that. Always everything goes through an ugly phase, whether it's the unfinished ugliness or you haven't added that detail yet. But this is the point that I love the most and where you get in the zone, where you're, doodling and playing and probably not talking after we're done. And I'm going to spend time with this today and see what I can do with it,
Awesome.
I love this was a mess and now it is flowers. I love how that came out. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, he's 48 now and still remembers it. My daughter was 2 and she swallowed a quarter. Oh gosh, that is just the right size too to fill up your throat. The doctor said she'd poop it out. She did. It was black from stomach acid. Oh, it's a good thing it didn't choke her, Marguerite. I mean, really, that. My middle one was choking on something. I saw a little piece of yarn sticking. Oh my gosh! Wow. So my daughter, when she was little, we were at a Chinese restaurant, and she was, I don't know, like 9 months, starting to get to the point where she wanted to crawl out of her seat, her carrier. And I had stuck her, her seat, her carrier fit perfectly between the back of my seat and the table's edge, right? So she was wedged in there so I could feed her and, she was at my right, but she was toward the aisle. And she started choking on a saltine cracker that she was holding. And usually she'd just slobber on it and get all wet, whatever. She started choking on that, and I had to pick her up and give her the Heimlich and do all the things, and it was so scary. But then we got back to eating. I had calmed down. She was in that seat right there, just starting to wiggle, and flipped her seat over and landed on the floor in the aisle. And at that point, I abandoned my food and took my daughter and rushed out of there. I was a single 17-year-old mom all by myself. And I'm sure everybody thought I was abusing my child at that point. Or I was a terrible mother. I mean, I was feeding her. We were having moments, you know. I wasn't a bad mom, I swear. But I was so messed up from that that I abandoned my food and left. We just got up and went at that point. I was done. I was just done. I couldn't do anymore. So I don't need to decorate this part. It's going to be glued down to the top of this. That's the part that'll get glued down. So it flips up. This will get something like a frame or a die or something more refined to go with the opposites. I think I am going to put them on a piece of chipboard, recycling packages. I think that's a good idea. And then, you know, I'll just edge it with some oxide ink or something, you know, not put anything else on it because we have everything else going on here and it is so busy. Here, a few minutes left. We've got 10 minutes left. What do you think? What are you going to do with your 10 minutes? What's the plan?
Okay. Well, I have got this done. I've got my little belly band made with my finger painted little banner. There's the front. There's the back. And I've got my collage piece, but it's going to be probably tomorrow before I can do anything else with my envelope. This envelope does have the window. So when I'm done with it, I will put some mauve in there or make a tag to go specifically in there. I haven't determined which way I'm going to run this yet, but I thought it turned out pretty good.
It did. I love it. I love the things that you used. No butterfly butt. Maybe the butterfly goes on the inside. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Or maybe maybe the butterfly goes here. I don't know. We're going to figure it out though. It's going to get another piece of transparency on it. By the way, this is my favorite part when I'm doing stuff. When I get to the part where I can put the gilded, you know, bits on it, whether it's wax or I touch it with some gold paint, or this is in every project my favorite part. Because it comes to life. I love this. So you guys, I want you to know, you don't have to spend this much time on it. We've been visiting and we got real involved with what we were doing and we're having fun with friends. But if you guys do this and you just put on some Zen music or something you're not going to sing along to, probably. If you're like me, you're going to sing along to everything. So I put on some sort of Gregorian chanting monks or some, you know, Zen yoga music or some Enya or something. And I just feel it, you know, I just go for it. And it doesn't take as long as you're seeing us today. Doesn't have to be this involved. Could be a tag, could be anything you want. It's just about getting lost. That's all. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about, you know, just giving yourself permission to play with your materials and explore options and have fun.
I think
not because you have to create, because you want to.
Right. There's no have to in this. If you don't use all of the prompts or any of the prompts, I don't mind. It's about that was just a jumping off point, like to give you some ideas. So, but if you do use the prompts and you want to share, it might be personal, but if you do want to share, go over to Miriam's group on Facebook, and that is Art Curious. If you're not a member yet, Lisa, Miriam, or I can accept you to join. So you just put it in a little request. And you could also put it on Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. That's PM Artist Studio. I think everybody here is part of that. Yeah, watch for mine. I'll be on TikTok, Instagram sometimes, and Facebook with these. Oh, at Costco, lady stopped at my table. Her baby was standing up in the cart, and of course, the predictable. Oh yeah, the baby fell out and landed on his head. Oh yeah, that's so scary. And kids have accidents, but we take it personally as a mother. We think everybody's judging us, but their kids probably had accidents too,
Well, kids are going to get hurt. I mean, that's just inherent with children.
Oh, Sarah can finally get going. Have paper glued to a Stouffer's box. Yay!
I'm proud of you, Sarah. That's a good start.
It is. And I started on my room, and then I started working on my hop project, and this is how it works. I messed up my room again. You guys saw the tidying that I did, and it's already messed up. I did vacuum in here though. And it won't stay like that long because I'm working on my hop project. I swear I'm doing something simpler this time. I'm not building a fortune teller box for the end of the pier. I don't even know what those are called. Zoltar.
Yeah, something like that.
But they got to have a name too. I don't know. What are those called, guys?
I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm afraid that answer eludes me. Oh, mighty one.
Everything is eluding me right now. Because I'm concentrating and I've got my foot in the zone and my other foot is reading chat or paying attention otherwise. One foot in the zone. That's what it's called. One foot.
Sarah, I clean my room, my floor under where my chair sits. I usually clean it a couple of times a week. But if I get up and I turn around and I look, we have brown carpet going outside this room, and this floor is laminate, so I don't notice it as much. But as soon as I hit that carpet, boy, I leave like a trail. And I thought, oh my God, if I was like Mariah, I would have UPO from here to the promised land. I mean, it would just be ridiculous.
Maybe
I can imagine, with pets moving around, in addition to people, how it gets dragged around the house.
Yes. Okay, the opposite of burgundy and navy would be navy has orange, burgundy might be a yellowy color, so somewhere in those. That's why copper looks so good with it. I want to do a kind of a brighter color right here. I left that because that's where the tree is, so I decided to leave that little stripe. And I've got to find a color in my inks probably. Well, it is 2:56. That means it is almost time. Zentangle. No, this is a tree stamp with embossing powder, and I love it. It's fun. Rhonda said you should make an ornate treasure chest with a round top and all. I could. I mean, I probably have a wood box somewhere that looks like that. I have this one. Hold on. Let me grab this without shaking my camera. I do have one of these. I mean, this could be all done up and rusted, and I don't know what I would put in here in the end, but this would be a fun one. When I was a kid, this would have been in my Barbie house so fast. Oh, Tracy, I'm glad you finished that. That's great. Yeah. Using your roll-off papers for the base of the page. I usually do that. I usually just use roll-off papers to start with. And we did gather some here. And there will be, I'm sure. Yeah, it just seems like something you would have fun doing. Yeah. Rhonda, have you seen my treasure chest? I can't even say it. Shrunken treasure bottle that I gave my husband one year for our anniversary. Have you seen that? It's downstairs right now because he was showing somebody. But if you haven't seen it, I should post pictures of it again. It looks like it's been dug up from a shipwreck, and it was so fun to make. And that I made that before I met all of you guys. I mean, it was before I had a channel. It was when I first discovered embossing powder, because I used embossing powder on it too. It was so fun. I didn't do it here. I did it, every anniversary I make him a gift, and I put a number on it that goes with our anniversary. So he has one for each year that we've been married. Well, almost all of them, not at the beginning. All right. Well, it is 3:00. Lisa, anything else to add? What would you add? What do you want to say?
My words of wisdom for today is go create, go crazy if that's what it takes, but create without, feeling threatened or, being stressed about it. Make it fun. Let it be fun. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the end. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Don't have a plan. That's my tip today. Don't have a plan. Just go. Just grab what looks good and feels right and just go. And I'd love to see the results.
Yes. Yes, please do post your results.
Use the hashtag so we know, so we can find them. You can tag me, but the most important tag is hashtag Junkie Art Book. That's for this one. So thank you so much. Yes, everybody have a magical day. Hang in there. And I'll see you all in the morning. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.